Welcome in everybody to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down the Oakland Raiders releasing star wide receiver Antonio Brown. Chiefs Kingdom, we got some big breaking news coming out of Oakland. The Oakland Raiders just released their star wide receiver Antonio Brown after a very hectic offseason. It all started off a few months back when the Raiders were foolish enough to trade with the Steelers to bring Antonio Brown to Oakland. And ever since then, he's been nothing but problems. It all started off with him going to cryogenic therapy. His feet were frostbitten. And at this point, the madness started to get real. Then he complained that he wasn't allowed to use his helmet that the NFL proved was not safe to wear. So he was mad about that, filed a couple of complaints with the NFL, but he was told by the NFL that he could not wear his helmet. So that's strike number one. Antonio Brown was crying for a good 2 weeks about his precious helmet that the Raiders just kind of went along with because they were scared to tell him off. And then the next strike was him not showing up to practice. He missed 2 very important practices that he should have been at, but Antonio Brown is Antonio Brown, and he just didn't show up. And that just kind of shows you what kind of player and teammate that he is. And the final and the biggest strike was he wanted to fight the general manager, Mike Mayock. I mean, out of all the people you want to fight, he's the worst person. I mean, he's literally the guy that's giving you your money. And John Gruden, I've never been a fan of him. He's just kind of a puppet. He does whatever his players want, and he doesn't really have any guts. So he was kind of just going with Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown was just shoving him all over the place. But now he's not going to be on the field to face the Chiefs, and he was going to pose some big matchup problems, but not anymore because he just couldn't keep his damn mouth shut and play football. So it is really awesome to be a Chiefs fan right now, and who knows, they might go pick him up. If they do pick him up, I will be really mad just because he cannot coexist with other players that are going to get minutes. And I think that the Chiefs must do everything in their power to make sure the Patriots don't pick him up. Because for some reason, Bill Belichick can kind of just make any player into a great receiver that doesn't have any off-the-field problems. So hopefully the Patriots don't pick him up. But honestly, I kind of feel bad for Antonio Brown. I think that he seriously has some mental issues that need to be evaluated. I mean, his manager was answering every question that was directed his way. I don't know if he is physically and emotionally ready to play football. I mean, I guess congrats to the Raiders. They finally had enough and said that we don't need this guy. But they obviously do need somebody like Antonio Brown because they traded away Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack. So they traded away some good pieces, and when they finally tried to bring somebody in to make this team better, he just had a lot of off-the-field problems, and he honestly wasn't going to make this team any better because he just could not get along. I mean, he was dogging his teammates on social media. He was leaking phone calls and texts sent by John Gruden, which I'm sure violates a ton of team policies, and he just didn't have any respect. And I think that ultimately led to his release. And again, us Chiefs fans could not be happier. This video is a little bit different. I'm not used to covering other teams, but this was just so related with the Chiefs, I thought I had to make a video. So hopefully with Antonio Brown's absence, the Chiefs can beat up on the Raiders again this season. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Everybody subscribe. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. If you guys like these videos and want to support me, go click the link in the description and go support me on my Patreon. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the KC Sports Report by Michael Darcy.